A makeshift factory that specializes in the manufacturing of fake brewery products and spirits in the town of Bafoussam in West Cameroon has been dismantled by the forces of law and order. A special operation launched by the security forces made it happen recently in the town of Bafoussam. And the Northwest Public Independent Conciliator Tanfo Simon Fai educates municipal treasurers across the Northwest region on how to better off their services. This was during a workshop that took place at the office of the Public Independent Conciliator for the Northwest after he has held a similar workshop with mayors, city mayors, and secretary generals of councils. Good evening to you all. You are heartily welcome on board High Prime for Friday, the 8th of December 2023. For presentation, I am attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We start off with one of our lead stories. A gang of two who specializes in the manufacturing of fake brewery products like Heineken and spirits and other assorted drinks have been apprehended by the forces of law and order. This was in the neighborhood of Baminti of Bafoussam 1 Council that the forces of law and order launched this operation that apprehended the said suspects. Details with our reporter on that. The outstanding works of the forces of law and order in Bafoussam of the West region are being congratulated for a job well done, as they were able to spot and dismantle a makeshift factory whereby the production of brewery products of doubtful quality are being carried out.
Heineken Brasserie.
With salt, water, and some other toxic chemicals, the structure located in the Bamindi neighborhood of the Bafoussam 1 Council area, where these atrocious acts have been going on for the past years. The two suspects, Joseph, who is 35-year-old, and a 65-year-old man who goes by the name Eric, gave the motivation of such acts.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a motivé à faire ça?
La hungry.
La hungry, ça veut dire que c'est la famine là. Vous travaillez à combien dans l'usine là?
Me one pa.
Now only you want to do all these things?
Yes, pa.
With the festive period that is ongoing during this end-of-year festivity, many in Cameroon have been urged to be watchful and mindful with what they consume as drink, as what they might be drinking could just be one of the products from Eric and Joseph's local factory. On to the Northwest region, the office for the Northwest Public Independent Conciliator, headed by Tanfo Simon Fai and close collaborators, has closed the workshop that took place at their office with municipal treasurers all across the councils across the Northwest region. This is happening after the said structure has held a similar workshop exercise with city mayors, and secretary generals of council. Simon Tanfo Fai argues it is a way to bring these three entities for the smooth functioning of councils. More with our reporter from Bamenda. The office of the Northwest Public Independent Conciliator is as busy as a beehive, as the said structure is having a working session with the different municipal treasurers in the region on good governance in council.
What necessitated this workshop is the fact that the mayors and the secretaries general of the councils had workshops with us here in the office, and then there was a problem that the municipal treasurers should not be left behind, because for good governance in councils, the three officers must work together. So that's why we brought the treasurers for this workshop.
Coming after that of the mayors and secretary generals of council in the Northwest region, the Public Independent Conciliator wants to enhance a smooth functionality of the three key elements that are charged for the day-to-day running of the councils.
We are out to sensitize these authorities to work efficiently with the population. The problem was that the mayors have a tendency to work directly with the treasurers, leaving behind the secretaries general. And you know that the secretary generals are the chief administrators of the councils. So with that, we felt that there was a gap, and we needed to fill that gap by training the treasurers.
The different municipal treasurers were edified on the different points in which needs to be executed.
They have rendered services and we need to do what we need to return those services. So it is needless for you to block somebody's payment when the payment is to a regular and when the money is there. But when the money is not there, make the person understand that the money is not there, especially this period where we are finding a lot of difficulties in getting finances.
With the guiding principle dished out to them, the different participants welcomed this ferocious reminder to them.
I think what is the take home here, first of all, is that the guiding principles of our activities as treasurers is that of having to ensure that our people are served themselves with fairness. And so with PIC intervention, the workshop is not a new phenomenon, but it is very important because the reminder, ensuring that we stay focused, we stay within the ambits of the text that guides our activities, and to also ensure prudence in our activity is very important. So I think it's an encouraging endeavor by PIC Northwest to always ensure that we are reminded and we are cautious of our activities vis-a-vis our services to the population as far as the council is concerned.
The convener of this seminar expects a total synergy of working conditions for the three key persons in council.
We expect that they should work together. These three very important authorities of the council, the mayor, the secretary general, and the treasurers, should work together for the smooth running of the councils in the Northwest. Thank you.
At the closure of this knowledge acquisition engagement with the different municipal treasurers, who are now better or more advanced, as more better services are expected from them. We remain in the Northwest region, where social vulnerable persons living in the Northwest region have been charged not to relent their efforts that contributing to the society and welfare of the Cameroonian economy. This was during activities cementing the 2023 edition of World Day for Persons Living with Disability that was commemorated over there in Bamenda and around the world. Details with our reporter from Bamenda, Claudine Tamfo.
Persons living with disability in the Northwest region joined their peers in Cameroon and world over to commemorate this year's edition.
This government has made at national level through laws and policies and standards and frameworks needs to be implemented. Nonetheless, there is weak awareness among duty bearers at regional levels of the existing laws, of the policies, of the standards and practices, and so we are also taking on that responsibility to sensitize them, to bring it to their consciousness. And today's activity is a typical example of what CBC finds relevant to promote in this line.
With the firmness of inclusive development and the welfare for all, the celebration that was championed by the Health Service of the Cameroon Baptist Convention, CBC, who led a roundtable discussion, recognizes the several challenges.
Schools. All functional schools have focal point teachers in the area of inclusion, so that when we increase the capacity and improve the capacity, they'll be able to get back and hold the hands together with the administration of their colleagues, so that we all move towards the same direction. Yes, it's true. So we're trying the best we can, but we're not doing enough yet. We're not doing enough yet because, of course, the means are limited. And that's why we're counting so much on partners like the CBC Health Services and the Regional Assembly that are giving us enormous assistance. The Bamenda City Council 2 years back gave us financial assistance that permitted us to put in place the Regional Inclusive Education Resource Center.
Some of the persons living with disability congratulated the organizers for these fruitful exchanges for them to be part of the society.
I feel happy and somehow contented that stakeholders within the region have actually met and made firm commitment of seeing they can improve and increase on universal access.
With some of the challenges such as infrastructural barriers and artificial problems from the society.
The only worry I will have is about intentionality and carrying out practical modalities. In any case, if a journey of 1,000 miles always begins with a step, I think and feel that as they have begun by carrying out such discussions, it means that meaningful participation and involvement of persons with disabilities in all walks of life is the next step.
Speaker after speaker, attendees attest it is time to change the status quo about persons living with disability. This year's theme is United in Action to Rescue and Achieve the Sustainable Development Goals for with and by people with disabilities. Phase 3, Leave No One Behind.
Crossing over to the Southwest region, where as day to activities to mark 16 days of activism against gender-based violence and violence perpetrated on women and girls, a non-profit organization known as the Aurora Foundation has took this fight to the campus of the University of Buea, where they educate students on the malpractice and vice of such acts and say persons who perpetrate such acts are hoodlums. More with our reporter Rita Mafani Muchoko.
Improving the standard of living of vulnerable children, youths and women is of great importance to the Riches Foundation as they continually echo no to all forms of violence. In order to mark the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the Riches Foundation embarked on a sport walk marching past the streets of the University of Buea carrying quotes to sensitize the students and the UB community.
Period of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Over the days, we have been carrying out different campaigns, visiting different schools to raise awareness on the issues of GBV. Today, we are in UB campus to sensitize the university community about the issues of gender-based violence, especially gender-based violence on campus. GBV reality, and the sad thing is that most students are not even aware of issues surrounding GBV. So today we are here in the University of Buea to sensitize the university community.
Having carried out several activities in other schools to educate the pupils and students on the various forms of gender-based violence and how to react to such cases, the seminar which followed after the march past equally opened the minds of the students on ways to prevent these ill acts.
Riches Foundation is a grassroots organization that was created in 2019, but was legally authorized in 2022. And since then, we've been operating in 5 principal domains. That is the domain of agriculture, environment, women and girls environment. So this year we decided to take this activity to secondary schools, and so far we have visited more than 5 secondary schools.
With the theme of this year being Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls, messages such as Speak Out, My No is My No, No to Sexually Transmitted MACs were all echoed during the sensitization campaign.
Change starts with us. Be an ally for the fight against gender-based violence on campus.
International program that starts on the 25th of November to the 10th of December and is celebrated yearly. So we are fortunate enough to always host this program. The aim is that we should raise awareness about gender-based violence. We should make students aware, and there are many students that are unable to speak up. There are many people that are victims.
Considering the high rate of gender-based violence in Cameroon, educating and empowering vulnerable groups and communities such as that of women and girls on how to maximize their potentials is one of the missions of Riches Foundation as they reach out to those affected and continue the fight.
You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We talk to Societal News now. Some visually impaired children living in the Blue Blind Center of Buea have been offered white canes and other didactic materials such as Braille and other items for their well-being in that center of the Southwest region. The donation exercise was carried out by the Buea Association in Belgium. Katse with your Alice Leke Liengo Ikomi.
They are visually impaired. They are vulnerable to an extent, but not forgotten. This Thursday, July 7, at the Blue Blind Center, they are seated here to welcome their visitors from Belgium. The Buea Association in Belgium is giving back to the Buea community.
We are here to support these kids with basic needs, most especially their white cane, so we can give them an extra hand for them to be able to walk better, for them to be able to have an extra vision, which they don't have. I want to thank all the members of Boya Association, and I want to also thank our donors, the Boya community in the diaspora who have been supporting us. This is a project which we started years back, and this is the second phase of the project. So I want to also thank everyone who supported in this initiative. And today is something we are quite happy about. I want to thank also Mr. Ekole Bazir from Core Care, who has been able to help us implement this project.
In addition to the white skin, toiletries, buckets were amongst the many items handed to them.
It is very important as an association, and especially the Boya Association residing in Belgium. Also, we are all from the Boya region, and we find it very important for us to do such gestures to our little ones, to give them the energy, to give them the opportunity to also be part of life. I think whatever we have done today is something that we feel that is going to help them in one way or another.
On their part, it is more than an honor to have people support the center.
The members of this association in Belgium that originated from Boya, receiving this item is a very great support to their rehabilitation, especially the white cane. With the white cane, they can overcome all obstacles.
It proves that Boya Association in Belgium really thinks of good health, because with these items it's going to help me to always be clean, to maintain cleanliness, to always maintain hygiene and sanitation of my personal hygiene for my own body, and it's always going to help me in many ways. I want to say thanks very much to the Boya Association in Belgium for this wonderful gesture, that God Most High bless and replenish them more and more as they continue to do this.
Worthy of note is that the implementation of this project is carried out by Core Care Africa, who has as objective to help those out of the country reach out to many back home.
We remain with you, Alice Leke Liengu Ikomi. This time around, the Cameroon Opportunity Industrialization Center in Boya has graduated some 782 trainees who have come to the end of their coursework and practicals at that training facility in the town of Boya. This was during a colorful convocation ceremony that was presided over by Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Belai, as he charges the trainee not to relent their effort in making the Cameroonian economy a prosperous one. Once more, Alice Leke Liengu Ikomi.
After 2 years of intensive training, the Cameroon Opportunity Industrialization Center is graduating 782 students this Wednesday, December 6, 2023. The ceremony was chaired by the Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Belai. According to the Director of Programs, these graduating students have been impacted not only to create jobs for themselves, but to create jobs for others as well.
IC Boya is very confident sending 782 young men and women today into the world. They have been impacted with adequate skills to create jobs for themselves and to be employed, to be ready for the job market. We are very, very confident in that, because they have gone through 2 years of training, through their vocational training, which is very holistic, and having entrepreneurial skills to blend so that they can be job creators.
The ceremony also saw the board chair of OIC, Mayor David Mafani Namange, addressing the students. After now, these graduating students are prepared to start creating jobs.
Hey, actually, I'm already a worker at the Nasla restaurant, and I still have to continue working, but my dream is to build my own business, try to see how to run it and empower other citizens by employing them.
I'll be a second player because even before the graduation day, I was working
The colorful event saw different display to cheer up the students.
4, 3. Crossing over to our sports decks for this night, with less than a month to go for the 2023 edition of the African Cup of Nations built for Cote d'Ivoire, many Ivorians and Africans are looking forward to on who to be the player of the season. In this news edition for today, sportswoman Sonita Ngonyo gives a profile and portrait of the keeper of the Indomitable Lions squad, that is Andre Onana, who equally played for Manchester United. More with you, Sonita Ngonyo.
Born on April 2nd, 1996, the Cameroonian professional footballer started his career in 2010 at Samuel Eto'o's Academy and moved to Barcelona youth system. From 2012 to 2013, he played for Colonia on a loan and equally moved on a one-year loan from 2013 to 2014 in Vista. As the Grapher continued to search for better exposure, he played for Young Adjust from 2015 to 2016, recording 39 appearances for the team. From 2016 to 2022, he moved to Adjust, making 148 appearances. The Cameroonian international goalkeeper made waves when he was transferred to Inter Milan from 2022 to 2023, where he won the Coppa Italia and Supercoppa Italia title in his sole season at the club.
A few crackers in there. It's Castanos to Piontek. Christoph Piontek! Pushed away by Onana.
Terre. And still, Montevago now. Trying to cause problems. Montevago. Pussetto. That's a brilliant save from Onana. Used his feet.
In a brilliant season with Inter Milan, Manchester United signed Onana for an initial fee of €43.8 million in 2023. At the international level, Andre Onana has made more than 30 appearances in the Indomitable Lions den since making his debut in September 2016. This year, Andre Onana has been nominated for several awards like the upcoming CAF Award 2023. The Cameroonian international goalkeeper features among the last nominees in the goalkeeping men category of the year.
With that profiling of Andre Onana, this is where we conclude this edition of the newscast for Friday the 8th of December 2023. Thanks so much for watching and stay tuned in the company of High Television as more interesting programs are coming your way. Good night.